story is often told to illustrate the creature's vulnerability to water and the importance of local knowledge of surviving such encounters.
All barely water comes out of water.
Comes out of the ocean, not out of
Well,
fresh
it's
water.
water.
Doesn't come out of fresh water. Look, I didn't. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Mysterious Pals. My name is Chris, and we are back for another episode of the Season of Sea Monsters.
Woo!
That's also what it's called. It's the Summer of Sea Monsters.
Woo!
There you go. Jordan, welcome to the show.
Hi, Chris.
How you doing?
I welcome you. I'm doing all right. How about you?
How was your week?
Long.
Keeping it
The long one.
cool?
Trying to. It's hot out there.
I think at the time of this posting, or the time of this recording, we are in July, and I think this is
Yeah.
posting maybe the first week of August. I don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter. We are living it up in the middle of summer here, thinking
Yes,
about
sir.
sea monsters.
Yeah.
What have you been doing this summer so far? How was your summer so far?
Oh, boy. Nothing really entertaining, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, just working.
Being an old guy.
Yeah.
Being old sucks. It's not really fun to have summer anymore.
Speaking of being old, my sciatica, am I right?
It's like the nerve in your butt cheek.
Yeah, but like it goes down through like my leg.
Oh, boy.
And my partner Kelly was helping me stretch it out. So I was like laying on my back and she's like lifting my leg up for me. Like was pushing it towards like my chest. She's like, you gotta keep your knee straight. Like your leg straight. I'm like, I am. She's like, no, it's bent. Like it's as straight as it's gonna get. Cause I don't, she's helped me with like try stretching and stuff before. I could tell like my posture on this, if you're watching the video, is terrible.
You're just a wet noodle.
Like you have very good posture. Like look at how straight your back is. Mine's like,
No, mine's back because I lean forward all the time. Like in the ready position. It's not good.
But anyways, I can't bend my body very well. Like I'm not bendy. I'm not malleable. I don't know if that's the right word. So she's helped me stretch and stuff like that in the past. And she's like, drop your hips. I'm like, I don't know what that means. She's like, drop out.
How do you drop a hip?
I don't know. I'm like, my butt? She's like, no, that's your butt. Do your hip. I'm like, I can't bend that way. Stop.
Those don't bend. Those don't drop.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't understand. But anyway, she's like, help me stretch it out. I was like, I can't get my leg any straighter. Felt good.
As someone who's had lots of back problems and has surgery on my neck
That's
from
right.
spinal stuff and
Part machine.
yeah, like there was a time whenever I quit my professional job because I couldn't sit at a desk
Right.
because my whatever the sciatic nerve is jacked up from my back being jacked up.
Mm-hmm.
It is, your back is garbage. Like backs are just they're just prone to breakage and just garbage. And when they do get messed up, it's never going to feel right. It's horrible. And the older you get, the worse. I think the idea that you shrink as you get older because your things in your spine condense. When I was going to the doctor, I didn't really have health insurance at the time when I hurt my back. I was having originally back problems. And they were like, oh, yeah, eventually the disc in your back will collapse. Just give it some time. I'm like, dude,
Just
what?
give it some time.
And it's been like 12 years and it's still not like that. And like eventually I had to stop going to the doctors. They were just throwing like, hey, pain pills. I'm like, no, dude, I don't want those.
Nope.
Stop. And then like I didn't have health insurance, so that was like the easiest thing to do. Eventually I did get surgery on my neck and it fixed the problems I had in my neck. Took that disc out and stuff.
That was wild.
I fused some things together. That's the back sucks. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's awful.
There's nothing good about it.
Yeah.
Like,
So, yeah.
If it gets messed up, it's never gonna be the same because it really jacks up your entire life.
Yeah.
Like I always sit on this cheek, my right cheek, because my left cheek has the sciatic problems.
Mm-hmm.
I always hate sitting. I hate sitting. I always hated it. I quit my desk job because I hate sitting.
Right.
And one of the reasons I did become a teacher, many reasons, but one of them is because I can get up and walk around most of the day.
Right.
I hate sitting at a desk.
I found that like for years, I found that I was like, when I was standing, I was often like putting my weight on one side.
Yep.
I think this is a result of that.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did that. Though.
Yeah. Yeah. And as you get older, your things get tighter.
Yep.
It's all falling apart. That's why I can't wait to be a robot.
Slap my brain in a robot body.
Can't wait. Anyway, this summer has been hot. I'm glad everybody's here for the Summer of Sea Monsters. And we got another one this week. And actually, I got to apologize, everybody, because my first episode that I did, first Summer of Sea Monster episode we did was the Hafgufa Lingbacker. And that was from Northern Europe.
Yeah.
Second episode we did was the Kraken, Northern Europe.
Same region, yeah.
And without even thinking about it, this episode today that I brought for the Summer of Sea Monsters is another Northern European legend, mythology.
Next two episodes,
we're going to branch out.
Yeah,
there's amazing ones we've been looking at, and we don't want to do the next like 17 months of Summer of Sea Monsters. So only a few more episodes left in the Summer of Sea Monsters, but I promise we're going to branch out.
So yeah, when I picked the Kraken, I didn't think it was considered a Scandinavian or Nordic thing, but I was like, I'm already invested in this, and I was like, oh, it is.
And I wrote this entire second episode for my episode that I did it all, and at the end, I was like, another Northern European episode. So sorry. But maybe next Summer of Sea Monsters will go somewhere wild. I don't know if we do another Summer of Sea Monsters.
Yeah.
Depends on people listening to these things.
Right. Might not be another.
This might be a crash and burn. But in any case, we are here to talk about another sea monster. And I hope when you listen to this, you're sitting by the ocean, maybe drinking a Corona with some lime in there.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Delicious.
Pina colada, maybe?
Be a pina colada, maybe a strawberry daiquiri, maybe a margarita, my favorite.
Yes, it is. Oh, Margarita Chris.
Yeah. They're very tasty. Yeah. You ever tell me about that time? I don't know if you were there. Whenever me and another one of our friends and maybe we made the chupacabra, which is where you drop a snake bite, which is another shot, into a Corona and you chug it.
Oh.
Really good.
Oh.
Delicious.
All right.
We also had messed around with putting a margarita in a Corona, mixing those together.
Yeah. Well, there's that, you get those drinks that have margarita, this little thing on the side that like clips.
It's called salt.
It clips a Corona to it.
Ew.
So like
it's empty. It's like upside down.
Yeah, it's like kind of upside down, but like as you drink the margarita, the Corona comes out into the margarita.
Is that good? I guess lime.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I never had one of those.
Pretty good. Corona Rita.
Corona Rita.
Mm-hmm.
Never met her. Sure, she's lovely. Anyway, we're gonna talk about another sea monster, obviously, and we're gonna go with one that. Okay, so when I came up with this episode, or the reason why I had this episode.
Mm-hmm.
I found out about this was I was watching a recent season of a show called Outlander, which we talked about before in this, the most recent episode.
Yeah.
But they talk about a monster, a mythical monster in the episode, one of the episodes. And what is that? And so I looked it up, and this is how I got this idea. But, it doesn't seem like it's a sea monster, but it actually is a sea monster. So we're going to go into this.
Okay.
And so we're going to start with the folklore from what's called the Orcadian, or the Orkney Islands, or Orcadian people from the Orkney Islands. Well, I'll go into who they are. Just wait. Stay in your seat.
Wait, what was this episode about? Like, why'd they bring this thing up?
So the little girl in the episode says she sees this mythical monster at her window, and it keeps looking for, and then eventually they found that it's some guy from the, because it's a time travel thing. It's like some guy from the past. And that's where the season kind of ends. And you're like, what the? And then you have to wait till next season. So anyway, which doesn't come out till like October.
Dumb.
Yeah, they could just please, if you could make a show that I like, just record the entire series in like a month and then release it all at the same time, so I can just watch it all and be done.
Yeah,
I hate waiting. I'm very impatient. So, Orcadian folklore tells of a great conflict called the War of Elements, or the Sea Mither, or Mither of the Sea, engages in a fierce battle with her adversary Teran, the spirit of winter. These are the Orcadian people from the Orkney Islands. And we'll go over where that is, who it is, and blah, blah, blah in a minute. When Sea Mither prevails, she is believed to soothe the ocean, ensuring safe passage for sailors and abundant catches for fishermen. The Sea Mither is a benevolent deity in Orkney folklore who governs the sea during summer months, brings calm and tranquility to the waters. The Sea Mither is often depicted as a nurturing, maternal figure embodying the protective and life-giving aspects of the sea. Obviously, this is another sea-fearing people who rely on the sea, just like in the last couple episodes, you know, or just stuck in the northern sea. However, her reign is not eternal. No. As summer wanes, the Sea Mither engages in a fierce battle with her adversary, the Teran, who is the winter spirit. When Teran prevails, he ushers in storms, cold winds, and dangerous conditions for seafarers.
Are these considered siblings?
Yeah,
a lot of times
they're just enemies.
Okay.
The War of Element marks the transition from peaceful summer seas to the turbulent and treacherous winter waters in Orcadian folklore. But we are not here to talk about the Sea Mither or Teran.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, those are just two, because they're considered the spirits or the gods of this. In this folklore, they're considered they're not really, they don't manifest as personal. What's it called whenever something's like as a human form? From what I understand, they don't have like a
physical form.
Correct. Thank you. Boy, oh boy. So we are not here to talk about the Sea Mither or the Teran. We are here to talk about what happens when Sea Mither is defeated.
Oh.
During Teran's reign, the Nuckelavee, a monstrous sea demon, emerges from the depths.
Nuckelavee.
The Nuckelavee, known for its grotesque appearance and malevolent nature, embodies the dangers and fears of a harsh winter season. It spreads disease, destroys crops, and terrorizes the islanders, unchecked by the calming influence of the Sea Mither. Thankfully, the Sea Mither returns in spring, renews the cycle, driving Teran and the Nuckelavee back to the depths, restoring balance and serenity to the sea once more. The cyclical battle underscores the Orkney people's reverence for the understanding of the natural world's seasonal rhythms and the eternal struggle between good and evil. Okay, so this is the Orkney Islands, and we're going to go over that. Is the Nuckelavee is our sea monster this week.
Okay.
And it lives in the sea, and as the folklore goes, the Teran use the Nuckelavee to kind of take back, kind of terrorize the people and destroy their crops and everything. But the Sea Mither fights back and pushes them back down to the depths of the ocean until winter.
So it's basically a seasonal,
right?
Okay.
So the Nuckelavee is a part of Scottish folklore, considered because of where the Orkney Islands are, and we'll talk about what they are. The Nuckelavee is thought to derive from the Orcadian word Noglevii, Noglevii, Anogggelvi, Noglevii, meaning devil of the sea. This etymology reflects the creature's dual nature as both terrestrial and marine entity. So it comes from the ocean onto the land, and it's not only one creature; it's like a bunch.
Oh,
Nuckelavee is like an army,
okay.
Almost. Think of it like that. Think of it as like not just one thing; it's like a many. The Orkney Islands, with their rugged coastlines under tumultuous seas, provide the perfect setting for a fearsome creature to emerge in local lore. So who are the Orkney people, or the Orcadian people, Orkney Islands? The Orkney Islands are off the northeastern coast of Scotland, also called the Northern Isles. There are about 70 islands, of which 20 are inhabited in the Orkney Islands. So the Orkney Islands are specifically 20 islands of the Northern Isles of Scotland, the Northern Isles. So the Orkney Islands have been inhabited since the Neolithic period, around 4000 BCE. Yeah, it's pretty north too, so it's like freezing your butt off up there. The islands are famous for remarkable archaeological sites such as the Sakara Bree, which is a preserved Neolithic village, and the ring of Bragar, which is a stone circle, and Henge. So it goes back to like the Northern Islands having the Stonehenge and like the henges, like those things of like those people in the British Isles and Northern Isles. Before the Norse invasions, the islands were inhabited by the Picts, P-I-C-T-S, a group of Celtic-speaking people known for their unique stone carvings and symbols. Anything about the Picts? Pictish?
Pictish.
You know anything about those people?
I mean, I know they were viewed as barbarians. I think they've been around. A couple of run-ins with the Romans, I think.
Okay. So it's kind of like the Northern Europeans, like what they call barbarians.
Yeah. They weren't barbarian. Yeah, like they.
Anybody who wasn't Roman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty sure run-ins with the Romans.
In the late 8th century, the Norse people began to arrive in Orkney, establishing control over the islands. The Norse ruled the islands for several centuries, leaving a legacy evident in place names, traditions, and other genetic makeup of modern Orcadians. Orkney became part of the Kingdom of Norway and later the Norse Gaelic Kingdom of the Isles. In 1472, the Orkney Isles were annexed by Scotland as part of the marriage agreement between the Scottish and Danish royal families. And we learned in the last episode, Scandinavia is a region of countries, not.
Okay, yeah. So sorry, the Picts ended up becoming Welsh, Scottish, Irish.
So I'm Pictish.
Yeah, there you go.
Because I'm like 40% Welsh.
We're descended from indigenous Iron Age people of Britain.
So my people, the Pictish, ran over there and jacked up the Orkneys. Anyway, okay, so what I was saying was Scottish integration was a marriage agreement between Scottish and Danish royal families. This integration brought islands under Scottish governance, further diversifying the cultural influence of the Orkney people. Despite this, Norse heritage remains deeply ingrained in the local culture. So that was the Orkneys, the Orcadian people in the Orkney Isles, which is, again, in Northern Isles of Scotland.
And they have 20 of the islands of
20 and a half. I think most of them are like little islands, probably 70 of the islands total. I would look it up. Like, I always amazed when you look at like when you like really zoom in on a map and you're like, oh, what the North Islands? I thought there was like just Scotland up there, and there's like all these little pieces. And you're like, oh wait, there's more and more. And it keeps on going north. So let's go into the physical description of the Nuckelavee. These things are gross.
And like you said, there's not just one, there's like multiple.
It's like an army. Like I guess like there's a bunch of them. Okay. Like it's not just like the Nuckelavee is one thing. It's like Nuckelavee is an army of the Teran. Like the Teran uses the Nuckelavee as an army.
Okay.
From what I understand. Now, me being a big dum-dum, probably not true. Whatever. But you get what you get. Anyway, Nuckelavee is often described as the most terrifying of all Scottish mythical creatures. No tales describe what form the Nuckelavee takes when it's in the sea. So it is a sea monster.
But it changes form when it's out of the sea?
There's no like tales about what it actually looks like in the sea. It could, or it could not be, it'd be nothing in the sea. It just kind of comes out of the ocean. But there's not really tales about that. But appearance on the land is recounted in graphic detail. It's typically depicted. Take this home and run this through your noggin a few times. It's typically depicted as a monstrous hybrid combining features of a man and a horse.
Oh, geez.
Okay. The creature has a torso and head of a man grotesquely fused with the back of a horse-like body. The human torso is malformed with long, sinewy arms that can touch the ground, an oversized head that rolls from side to side as if it barely can support its own weight.
Doesn't have a neck? Is that what they're saying?
It does, but it's like too big. His head's huge.
Jeez.
One of the most unsettling aspects of the Nuckelavee is a lack of skin. Has no skin.
Oh boy. All right.
Yeah, gross. Barf Town. Here we go. Both the human and equine parts of the body are exposed, revealing raw, pulsating muscles and a network of black, bulging veins. Yeah, like I said, Barf City. This display is said to emit a foul stench that poisons the air around it with its breath, capable of withering crops and spreading disease. There's a stinky, gross-looking pile of flesh walking around. Yeah. The pictures if you look at like pictures of this thing, it's gross. Like, ugh. It doesn't even look like, it looks like it's hell. Like, ugh. Yeah. The Nuckelavee is predominantly associated with the sea, emerging from the depths to wreak havoc on the land. It is said to inhabit the coastal areas and locks of the Orkney Islands, lying dormant in the sea during the summer months. As winter approaches, the creature comes ashore, driven by the insatiable hunger and desire to inflict misery on humans.
Jeez.
Like this thing is like totally.
How do you spell it?
Nuckelavee. Nuckelavee. And I wish I had the Scottish accent to say it. It's a rad thing to say here in Scottish.
Yeah, the Scottish accent's awesome. That thing is terrifying.
Yeah, it's gross.
Lord. Oh, God. It comes out of the ocean?
Yeah.
Or the sea?
See, as I realized in the last couple episodes, the sea and the ocean are two different things. Okay. So again, as winter approaches, the creature comes ashore, feed and inflict misery.
Does it feed on people?
Everything. It's just a piece of garbage. It's just a piece of human or a piece of flesh.
We need to drain the ocean.
Yeah, it's another reason.
My goodness.
Last episode, my platform revolved around draining the ocean, shooting all the animals and things, gross stuff in there, especially those
alien octopuses.
Yeah, the squids and octopuses. Shoot them back into the sun where they came from. Anyway, Nuckelavee's wrath is legendary. He's blamed for numerous calamities, including droughts, plagues, and deaths of livestock. Creature's breath is particularly feared, as believed to spread a deadly plague known as mortacine, which today is known as glanders.
What's glanders?
Glanders, which is apparently insanely dangerous to humans. I know if you've ever...
Is it a glandular thing?
No, but
no.
I think it comes from horses, or anyway. Glanders is like it's a topic in one of the seasons of The Americans, one of the later seasons.
Really?
Yeah, this guy like gets glanders and then like to give it to. They're like, apparently the Americans were weaponizing glanders in the episode, and then this one scientist like got it for the.
Oh, dude! You know, I watched that episode during COVID. I was just like, oh my God, this is pretty terrifying because it's kind of what's happening right now.
And he eventually got glanders.
Yeah,
because he like broke the vial or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, apparently it's really bad. So glanders is an infectious disease caused by bacterium Burkholderia malleus. Primarily a disease affecting horses, but it affects donkeys, mules, goats, dogs, and cats, and humans. Humans can get it because it's a bacteria. Is eradicated in North America and Australia and most of Europe. Is a very high rate of mortality for humans and horses. Anyway,
real nice.
Yeah, so let's jump back out of there.
What's the time frame of like we're talking here? When
the Nuckelavee?
Yeah.
It's just Orkney. It's just Orkney folklore, so it's really not recorded, I guess, from when this. We'll go into some stuff later about like people writing stuff down, but the Orkney Islands were inhabited from 4000 BCE, so it could be any time after that. Okay, so we'll go back to the habits and behavior of the Nuckelavee. The creature's breath is particularly feared, believed to spread the deadly plague known as mortacine, which is glanders. The plague affects both humans and animals, causing severe illnesses, often death. Additionally, the Nuckelavee is known for poisoning water sources and destroying crops, leading to famine and suffering. So it's kind of like stuff that poison, like plagues, famines, are all kind of went back to these guys. One of the most famous stories involving the Nuckelavee is a tale of Thomas, a local farmer who had a terrifying encounter with the creature.
We first said Nuckelavee and they're like this army thing. I picture them being little things. Like
a bunch of little guys that are just stepping on them.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. I got this Nuckelavee on me right
just
here.
Hang
Get
on
out
me.
of here, buddy.
Give me old willies.
If you think about like glanders stuff, like you're thinking like maybe it's like a mosquito type of thing.
Right. But the fact that they're like horseman people, or horsemen.
Horsemen.
Yeah.
Jordan horsemen.
They got to be like pretty big, right?
Yeah. Just the size
coming out of the ocean.
Size of humans and horses.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Okay, so again, the most famous story involving Nuckelavee is a tale of Thomas, which is a local farmer who had an encounter with one. According to legend, Thomas was walking home one evening when he sensed a foul stench in the air. He was like, "What's that stink?"
This is the guy that created English muffins, right? Thomas.
That's Thomas. This is Tamis.
Oh, Tamis.
What'd I say?
They're saying Thomas. Saying it weird.
Tamis? Tammas.
Okay, all right.
So wait, Christmas? Tamis.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know. Sorry, Thomas. Thomas.
I think Tamis, yeah, if it's T-A.
It's not Tommy. It's Tammy.
Tammy.
Yeah, Tamis. Okay. Sorry, Tammy. Anyway, so according to Tammy, he was walking home, smelled something stanky. He heard a sound of hooves behind him and turned to see the Nuckelavee charging towards him. Tamis knew that he could not outrun the creature, so he sprinted towards a nearby stream, knowing the Nuckelavee could not cross running water.
What?
Yeah.
It comes out of water.
Out of the ocean, not fresh water. Just as the creature was about to catch him, Tamis leaped across the stream. Nuckelavee let out a deafening scream of rage, but was unable to follow. Tamis collapsed on the other side, who's grateful to escape with its life. Stories often told to illustrate the creature's vulnerability to water and the importance of local knowledge of surviving such encounters.
All barely water comes out of water.
Comes out of the ocean, not out of fresh water. Doesn't come out of fresh water. Look, I know I'm kind of Orcadian, you know what I'm saying? Because the Welsh, but the hell these people are doing?
Sounds like some real Jules Verne kind of thing. We could come out.
The enemy of the show, Jules Verne. Jolie Verne. Wait, what's his name?
Jules.
Jules?
Jules Verne.
Wait.
That's his brother.
His sister.
It's Jules.
Wait, Jules or Jules?
Jules.
What am I saying?
Well, you said Jules.
What's his name?
Jules.
I said Jules.
It sounds like you're saying Jules.
Jules? Wait. Wait, hold on. Say it again.
It's those Jules.
Jules.
Yeah, like the isn't like that's like a unit of like currents, like
Joules?
electricity. Yeah.
That's like Jules.
Oh wait, how do you pronounce that?
Jules.
Jules.
And what's this guy's name?
Jules.
Jules? I feel like they have a diamond jewel.
Wait, what?
Like a diamond? Like a jewel?
Oh, yeah.
Jules.
Jules Verne.
Jewelry Verne.
Jewelry Verne.
Jules? Because Jules. Jules.
I don't even know anymore, man. I don't know anymore.
Jules or Jules? I think it's one of those things where you say it too much and it's just lost.
Yeah, that's exactly what just happened. I don't know how to say it anymore.
He's a liar. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. He's a liar.
He's a liar. 60,000 miles.
20,000 lies under the sea.
Yeah. Okay. You know what we're talking about? Go last episode.
Yeah. All right. So this guy named
Tamis.
Oh yeah, Tamis.
Tamis. Not Thomas.
Tamis escaped by jumping over a creek. Yep. And then the
Nuckelavee cannot go across fresh water.
They can't do creek walking.
They can't go across the creek. No. Okay, so now we're going to go into how the Nuckelavee share similarities with other mythical creatures. Because one thing I like about doing the Summer of Sea Monsters that I like is that we're seeing how other cultures, how these these mythical creatures are like shared into other parts of the world.
Yeah. And
how they kind of relate and don't, like how they different people, especially through history, see these monsters.
Where there's a horse is coming out of this body of water. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, we're going to go into that.
Like, horse coming out of the sea. Like, I know in Greek mythology, Poseidon, there's some relation with Poseidon and horses. I don't know why.
We're going to go into that because there's a specifically, if you've ever seen Frozen 2, Knock is a seahorse. And we're going to talk about what those are too, because they have them in the folklore. So we're going to go over it.
All right.
If you haven't seen Frozen 2, you should watch.
I feel like I've seen it, but I don't really.
She rides, Knock is the water horse that she rides to the island.
Okay.
Like, conquer him. So, the Nuckelavee share similarities with other mythical creatures from different cultures, reflecting common themes and archetypes in folklore. So, In the Greek folklore, the Nuckelavee hybrid form and this malevolent nature can be compared to the centaur. Okay, which also combines human equine elements. However, centaurs are often portrayed as noble or wise, but the Nuckelavee is evil.
Okay. In
Norse mythology, they're compared to the Draugr. Draugr.
Isn't that like another name for Draugrs in like Skyrim in those games? They're like kind of zombie kind of things, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, that's what they call them, Draugr.
Yeah.
They're also in Valheim.
Right. Yep. Oh, yeah. Right.
So the Draugr are undead beings that emerge from their graves to haunt the living, spreading disease and death. That's how they compare with the Nuckelavee.
Okay.
Just like the Nuckelavee, they are associated with the sea and are believed to possess supernatural strength and fearsome appearance. So it's kind of like a zombie type of thing in that case. In Scottish folklore, specifically the Orcadian folklore, had a strong Scandinavian influence.
Yep. Okay. All right.
Which we know is not just a country, as I've learned. It may be that the Nuckelavee are a composite of water horse from Celtic mythology and the Kelpie. We talked about the Kelp when we talked about mermaids.
Yes.
Kelpies are shape-shifting water spirits that often appear as horses and lure people to their deaths in the water. While the Kelpie's primary habitat is water, and it can take on more benign appearance, both creatures are linked to the dangers of the sea and the theme of deceptive appearance. In Norway or Norwegian folklore, the Nok, N-O-K-K, are known as are also known as the Nakken, which it's N-O-K-K-E-N, but the O has a slash through it.
Okay.
I don't know what that means.
Noken. Yes.
Sorry, Norway. The Nok is a water spirit dwelling in rivers and lakes and waterfalls. That's the one that Elsa rides in Frozen 2. The Nok can be shape-shifting. It often appears as a handsome man playing enchanting music or as a horse to lure victims. The Nok's beautiful songs and mesmerizing appearance are used to entice people, particularly children, into the water where they meet their doom. The Nok's tales emphasize the mystical and treacherous aspects of Norway's natural landscape. So I think the Nok is more seen as interesting because it's like people use it as, again, a way to embody danger. Like, don't go out there and go into that water. The Nok is going to get you and pull you under. Or like, my kid died, so the Nok took him.
Right.
Your little brother got taken by Nok, so you need to stay away from the water.
I think it's interesting that the horse is being used, though, too, because like we talked about this before, how like dependent people were on horses. Yeah. And interesting.
Well, because there may be something like one of those things where you see so many horses that you're seeing it like in the water, that type of thing. In Shetland folklore, the Noggle is a malevolent water horse that haunts rivers, streams, and lochs. And I know you're saying, what the hell is Shetland? I'll go over that in a second. The supernatural creatures appears as beautiful small horses with a backward-facing hoof. It lures unwary travelers, especially children, onto the back before galloping into the water and drowning them. It's like, get in, and then we're
gonna go for a ride.
Yeah.
Dead.
Unlike its cousin, the Kelpie, the Noggle does not shapeshift into human form. Obviously, the Noggle serves as a cautionary tale, warning people, particularly the young, to stay away from dangerous water bodies and respect the unpredictable and often treacherous nature of Shetland's waterways. So what is Shetland? What the hell are you talking about, Chris? Thank you for asking. That's a great, very smart question. Shetland, or the Shetland Islands, is an archipelago in Scotland lying between the Orkney and the Faroe Islands and Norway. It is the northernmost region of the United Kingdom.
Wait, how's Shetland spelled?
Shetland.
Not Shetland?
Shetland?
No, I'm just curious. I don't know. I never heard of it. Wait, sorry.
So Shetland sounds way more. It's not
Shetland.
A Shetland.
So sorry. So that's our pronouncing names.
Jules.
Archipelago. It's almost goes almost close enough to Norway.
It's between Shetland, Shetland,
Shetland. I don't
Shetland.
know. I'm going to say Shetland.
Because sheet is 2 E's.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Fold my sheets. Shetland.
I fold my sheets.
Fold my sheets. I don't fold my shets.
Fold my shets. I shat the shets.
Yeah. Shetland is an archipelago in Scotland lying between the Orkney Islands, the Faroe Islands, and Norway.
Okay.
It is the northernmost region of the United Kingdom. Shetland. Not sheets. There's not 2 E's. There's no I. There's no A.
Horses. I mean, that's sad, man.
Snuggle. So it's
The
like,
kids
get
are just
on,
like,
kids. Let's go for a ride.
And they're just
Dead. What the hell? Yeah. Okay, what are you thinking people are seeing? What are people seeing? Are they seeing something? What is Tom? And there's other stories that I left out just for time.
Okay, sorry. What are the years are we talking about here? Like when this happened at Tamis? Do you have a date for that?
Yeah, actually,
Because famine seems to be an issue. Disease seems to be an issue.
there is no. It seems like the Tamis story is a
Like a
folklore.
Okay.
So there's not like dated. The monster described by Tamis has 2 heads. His monster had 2 heads, which was a horse
Human
head.
head and horse head.
Yeah. Here's a story from Nuckleavee's breath is thought to wilt crops and sicken livestock, was considered responsible for the epidemics and drought. Seaweed burning to create what was known as the times as kelp began in 1722.
Okay.
Product soda ash was an alkali mainly used to treat acidic soil. So the pungent smoke emitted during the process was believed to enrage the Nuckelavee, resulting in a wild rampage of a plague.
This picture, man, is like terrifying.
Yeah, yeah. So that might be like one thing is like they were burning kelp to create soda ash, and it angered the Nuckelavee. A lot of people got sick. A lot of livestock died.
What's soda ash? What's that?
So it's used. It's kind of like they were using it to treat acidic soil. So I think they were using it almost as like a what's it called?
Fertilizer.
Yes, thank you. So they were burning kelp in 1722, and there was a big big pandemic where a lot of like livestock died and stuff, probably because of what was in the air and like humans, because they were breathing in with this stuff that was being burnt. Because a lot of people were doing it to make money, I guess.
Maybe the 19th century is what I'm. Look something up real quick. I don't know if this is right.
1722 was whenever the soda ash was reported to have been burning and caused something in 1722 because of the soda ash burn or creating the soda ash. What do you think? This is what's going on our theories now. What do you think's going on? What do you think these people are seeing?
I have no idea, man. Like I do think it's. I think it's interesting. The horse part of it, I think, is odd. Very odd. This horse is coming from the sea. And the reason why I brought up the Poseidon thing is I also thought it was interesting is Poseidon's supposed to be like the god of horses, which I thought was really weird because he's the sea god. Apparently, I had to look this up. Sorry, that's what was on my phone earlier. I look up why that is. I guess he had a competition with Athena to be like the god of Athens. And they had a competition that they had to bring the best like thing they could. So he's like, hey, I give you horses. We can use these for, all kinds of like farming and riding and stuff. Like she's like, I have the olive tree. Athena won, which is why it's called Athens. Anyways, I also was aware that he's
weird called Poseidon's.
Poseidon's.
Sounds like a bar.
But the fact that he was associated with the horse and this horse is coming out of the sea, I think there has to be some kind of like cross-cultural, again, this is, we're talking the antiquity of Greece lore, which is like hundreds and thousands of years before this, is what, like the 17th, 16th, 15th century, maybe this starts happening. I do think it's interesting. There's a horse is being associated with massive bodies of water.
Yeah, because it's like
people are seeing this thing coming out of the water.
We just went over a bunch of different places, like
same thing.
Yeah, the same thing. Knock and Noggle.
Yeah.
Like these are all different places that have the same kind of horse coming out of water.
Yes.
whether it's evil or not. Even
Yes.
Greek mythology, centaurs,
Right.
which I don't think they come out of water though.
No. I think it's interesting though that the horse coming out of water in all these different places.
So what do you think it is then?
What they're seeing, oh my God, man. I don't know. It's such a bizarre thing. Because it's like when I looked up, I'm sure we have an image of this when we put this video up, but like listen to this find a picture of this.
Yeah.
Because it's not like
I might just put a picture of that picture up the entire episode.
It's not a centaur, it's an actual centaur. It's like there's a man's body coming out of the middle of a horse. Like the horse is still on all fours. The horse still has a head.
He's like fused to the back.
Yeah, and it's terrifying looking. And they like they don't have skin on spots. You actually see their muscles. You're like, oh, I don't know what these people would actually be seeing. Because like with things we talked before, oh, they just saw a whale. They didn't know what a whale looked like. Or they saw a squid. They didn't really understand.
What's coming?
Like,
Yeah, but like what's coming out of the ocean?
oh,
It's like
could be looking like that.
pulsating.
Like,
yeah, like no skin.
Right. Spewing diseases.
Its breath stinks.
I do. Yeah, I have no idea. I don't. I can't. Like, I can't think of anything. The only thing is, like, they were like none of these stories are even real. This is supposed to be just like a cautionary tale thing. That's the only thing I think.
Cautionary tale, but I don't even come up with it. How do you come up with a cautionary tale like that?
I have no idea.
Like, that's what it's just so interesting about this because like, what is the cautionary tale? Like, how do you come up with this cautionary other than the people
image,
being like
that image of a man, like horseman. Like, how do you come up with that? Like, why that?
Yeah, unless it's just like some parents were like, it has to be the most terrifying, gross thing ever. Yeah. So kids don't want to go near the water.
Right.
That's the only thing I can think of.
But why? Yeah, why that though? That's so weird.
I mean, horses are terrifying to begin with.
Yeah.
When you're sitting next to a horse, you're like, hell?
But these are integral to society at the time. They'd be like us having like a man car come out of the water and be like, don't.
That's just rad.
don't.
A car with no like metal, like the outside of it.
It's just,
no surface to it.
And
a
transformer.
Like, yeah.
That'd be like us having a man like fused to a car coming out of the water. Like, why? Why that? It's so
odd. A movie like that. Nuckelavee 3000.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I got nothing. I have no idea why.
Human Nuckelavee, like it has to be like a centipede thing. Human centipede. Okay, let's go to some theories then. That's what we do here. So, theories of the Nuckelavee. First one is has to do with environmental and natural explanations, such as a representation of natural disasters. One of the most common theories
aliens
is that Nuckelavee symbolizes the natural disasters and harsh environmental conditions of the Orkney Islands. The creature's association with droughts, plagues, and other poisonings of water sources can be seen as a personification of environmental challenges faced by the islanders. The Orkney Islands, with their rugged coastlines and unpredictable weather, are susceptible to severe storms, crop failures, and disease outbreaks.
Dead horses, dead people. Maybe that's why.
Like
an amalgamation.
Like there's a dead guy lying right next to like a
his dead horse. I don't know.
Yeah, like the horse fell over on him, and like.
But like, yeah, they died from
bottom
famine,
half blew
maybe.
away. I don't know. Yeah. Nuckelavee can embody
blew away.
the Nuckelavee can embody these threats, serving as a warning to the power of nature. Another one is another part of this environmental natural explanations. Kind of common theory is the marine origins, such as given that the Nuckelavee's strong association with the sea, some theories suggest it may have originated from real marine life sightings.
What?
The Orkney Islands are home to a diverse marine fauna, including seals and whales. Misinterpretation of these animals, especially under poor visibility or stress, could lead to the creation of Nuckelavee's monstrous image. Additional decomposing sea creatures washed ashore might have inspired tales of grotesque sea monsters.
But why no skin though?
But I mean, it's the same reason why you have like
eaten up or beat up.
I mean,
and wash ashore.
Think of like what's that thing from Mexico? The chupacabra.
Yeah,
which is like a dog with mange, basically. You know, it's like the skin may have some kind of disease.
Yeah,
or maybe the ocean, like things in the ocean ate the skin off.
Sure,
or,
yeah,
you know, whatever. Or remember, like all those videos you see it. of the exploding
Whales.
whales. Yeah.
No, I'm laughing. It's weird to see that.
You laugh about an exploding whale. It's dead.
It's dead. It's feel bad.
It's like someone stabbed it to death because that wouldn't explode. Again, drain the ocean.
Drain the ocean.
3 tons of exploding whales out there. It'd be crazy.
That's simple.
Yeah. Okay. How about psychological and socio-cultural explanations? My second category here. One could be a manifestation. Let me take a little sip and get back to this one. Manifestation of a collective fear. Nuckelavee may represent the collective fears and anxieties of the Orkney Islanders. Folklore often encapsulates societal fears. The Nuckelavee's terrifying visage and malevolent behavior could reflect deep-seated anxieties about disease, famine, and death. By externalizing these fears into tangible monsters, communities could confront and manage their anxieties more effectively. Another part of this category here is
by giving it a form
that they can fight back against, almost like, they can look out for that.
Yes.
And hopefully it calms them, because if they don't see the Nuckelavee, then they know they're okay. Another one is the moral and ethical symbolism. The Nuckelavee might also serve as a moral and ethical symbol embodying the consequences of human actions. Its destructive nature could be interpreted as punishment for wrongdoing or warning against disrupting natural order. This aligns with many folklore traditions with supernatural beings enforce moral codes and societal norms.
Yeah.
My third category here is mythological and cultural explanation. A merger of Norse mythology could be a cause. The Orkney Islands have a rich history of Norse influence, and the Nuckelavee may share roots with creatures from Norse mythology. The Draugr, for instance, an undead being from Norse lore, shares similarities with the Nuckelavee in its association with death and the sea. The legend suggests that the Nuckelavee could be a localized adaptation of Norse myths, blending with native Scottish elements to create a unique entity. Yeah. I mean, a Draugr riding a horse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Could be a thing.
Yeah. What is it? The things from Game of Thrones?
Bad seasons at the end? Bad endings? Is that what you're saying?
Well, speaking of horse,
the Nuckelavee is like the
night, people the night things or whatever. Oh. Be rewatching it right now. They look like draggers. Jagors. The people, like the things that come back.
The people
in the ice people that come, like the zombies.
The night army?
Yeah. They look like draggers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good for them. Another influence could come from Celtic myths.
Oh, sorry, the horse thing. Did you ever see the meme of Game of Thrones where it's a drawing of a horse, but it like the back end of the horse is like really well done, like almost painted. Like this is the first, 4 seasons of Game of Thrones, and then gets like the horse drawing gets worse and worse, and like the head of the horse looks like a 2-year-old did it, and like the final season, saying that's the final season. Oh, that was funny.
I agree with it. I'm on board with that one.
Yeah.
Finally one that I understand. How about the influence of Celtic myths? The Nuckelavee might influence the Celtic mythology, which features numerous shapeshifting and hybrid creatures. The Kelpie, a water spirit that can take the form of a horse, is a notable example. Nuckelavee could be a darker, more malevolent version of such water spirits, reflecting the unique cultural context of the Orkney Islands.
Seahorse.
Yeah. Gross seahorse. And then my fourth category is historical and social explanations. One of those could be a reflection of historical events. Some theorists propose that the Nuckelavee could be a symbolic representation of historical events that have profound impact on the Orkney Islands. For instance, periods of plague, famine, or Viking invasion could have contributed to the creation of creatures embodying destruction and death. Nuckelavee might serve as a narrative tool to process and remember the traumatic experiences. You think about like Norse, invasions, Viking invasions or whatever. Maybe the horses were brought ashore and they were, or the Vikings slaughtered a bunch of people riding horses, that type of thing. They're Like people are going out and burying these people. Maybe just a group of the Orcadian people go to one of their islands and they find an entire village wiped out, and there's just death and decay everywhere.
Right. Or maybe like these horses are on a boat and something happened to the boat and like a battle and like they go wash ashore dead or something.
And then my last one from this category is the Nuckelavee could also function as a means of societal control, reinforcing community norms and behaviors. Stories of the Nuckelavee may have used to discourage risky behavior such as wandering alone at night or venturing too close to the dangerous waters. By instilling fear, these tales help maintain social order and ensure the safety of the community. So, the legend of the Nuckelavee has been subject to various interpretations and theories over the years. Some scholars suggest that this creature represents the harsh and natural environment of the Orkney Islands, where the sea and the weather can both be life-giving and deadly. The Nuckelavee's ability to spread disease and destroy crops may symbolize the impact of harsh winters and poor harvests on the local population, or can be seen as a way for people to make sense of and cope with these devastating events. Others interpret the Nuckelavee as a personification of evil and malevolence. Grotesque appearance and malicious behavior embody the fear of unknown, uncontrollable forces of nature. Creatures vulnerability to water, common in folklore, could symbolize purification and a triumph of good over evil. So, what do you think Nuckelavee is?
I think it'd be a little bit of everything you just threw out there, man. Be a cautionary tale. Don't go near the water.
Especially at night.
Yeah, you might fall in. You might not see. You might have like poor footing. You can't see where you're going. You might fall in because imagine that's a rocky terrain. Could also like symbolize what's going on. Like you said, there could have been like a mass famine, Viking invasions. Like it could be collective story. I guess people might like the population might be coming up with like it's a collective kind of
conscious or like collective
conscious. Yeah, like yes, I think it'd be actually like
folklore.
Yeah, it could be. I think it'd be any one of these things. Unless like you said, unless like it did actually symbolize like symbolism for the like a Viking invasion. I guess that's how they might have seen the Vikings. Like, as like these enemies, they're there to like destroy them. So it gets later painted as them being like this monstrous, disease-bringing, death-bringing like horde of men that are coming on like horseback on the shores. Yeah, any one of these sounds good. Other than like, I don't know what creature would be out there that they would see as being half man, half horse coming on. You know,
we'll go back to the beginning. Think about the War of Elements.
Right.
You have it like as folklore that's like written down as like this kind of battle going on between these
good
two.
And evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you go and think about like where did it actually come from?
Right.
Because was it something that was brought through time, but then was it a combination? Like I think it's just a combination of again Norse, like all the things that happened to the Orkney Islands, combination of those coming together over time, also being used as a cautionary tale.
Right.
For parents to say, don't go near the water, especially at night.
Yeah.
Don't go you in the neck with the other village boy over there down in the ocean at night. You could get washed away.
Yeah.
You know, don't go like it seems like the northern isles, the North Sea, pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Can get crazy.
Rough.
Yeah, rough. Like it could change on a dime.
Right.
People get swept with the sea pretty easily, maybe, if they're not even paying attention. I think it's just a combination of many things, like a lot of folklore. It's different people sharing it, writing it down, it being twisted through time. Because ultimately, the person that actually wrote it down, one that recorded it, was the one that had the story, or the story that made it through. So it could be a combination of that. Could be a way for the people to deal with famine and stuff, like you said. And so it's being used, the story being twisted, combined with Norse, Celtic, and other folklore.
Yeah.
And then also being used to explain famine, devastating harvests or devastation,
right?
The wars.
They're giving it something that's not.
They're giving
physical. They're giving it human personification, or like
scapegoat.
Like yeah,
like they just blame it on Nuckelavee.
Yeah,
because then they could.
Or it could be like a coping mechanism too,
right? Like we said, like in the last episode we talked about, like the idea. In other episodes we talked about, like people are dealing with stress, this is a good way.
Yeah.
Because if they can't see the Nuckelavee, then they can't kill them.
Right. They could give a name to it.
Right.
Humanizing it.
It's something to look out for.
Yeah.
All right, Jordan.
All right, Jules.
All right, Jules. Jules. Jules or Jules? Is that what we're saying? Jules? Jules.
Jules.
Jules?
Jules.
Jules?
Jules.
Jules? That wasn't it.
Yeah.
Jules, Jules, and Jewel. Jules? Jules. Jules. Like jowls?
No. Jules. Jules Verne. Jules.
Like the jewels like a diamond? Got him.
No anymore.
Jules. Joel's? Joel's or Jules? Joel's? Jules.
Hold on.
Like when you talk, say it, you go, mm-mm. Jules, Joel's. Jules? Anyway, you looked that up. Jordan, thank you for being here.
Thank you. Now we're going to go crazy with this.
Jules Verne.
You're saying
Jules? Wait, it's not Jules? I'm hearing Jules. It's not Jules?
This is making me...
Wait, am I hearing the wrong thing? Jules? Why I'm not saying... I'm hearing the same word.
Are you really?
Jules.
Yeah, there you go.
Jules.
All right, we're done.
Wait. Am I saying... So it's not Jules.
No.
Jules.
Yes.
That's the same word. Jules. Jules?
Yeah.
Jules. What am I saying differently? I don't get it. Jules.
You're saying more of an O. Like you're like Jules.
Jules.
Let's end this, man.
All right. Thank you for being here, everybody. Thank you for listening.
Especially if you stuck that out. Thank you. God bless
Check us out on social media, Facebook.
Oh yeah, we also been doing should have mentioned this a while ago.
Yeah.
We're doing the weekly Weird Fact Wednesday.
Jordan posts something.
Like a weird history fact.
Yeah, tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell everybody you know, tell your parents, your grandparents, tell Jules Verne. And if you're listening or watching, however you're getting this, you know, we are on YouTube. We are on every podcast platform. If you want to listen, you can watch. If you want to watch, you want to listen. If you want any of those links to any of our social media, please go to our website or look in the show notes below. Website is mysteriousspals at mysteriousPals.com. Mysteriospals.com is our website and has links to everything there. And if you would like to email us, it's mysteriospalsonline@gmail.com. If you would like to go to our website and send us an email through that, that's fine. If you have any ideas for episodes, if you want to ask us questions, please reach out, please email, and we will see you next time. Jordan, thank you for being here.
Yeah, really quick. Apparently, since the French name, you don't pronounce the S. Jules Verne. Which makes it even
worse. So we were both saying it horribly wrong.
All right. Okay.
Cool.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Thank
See
you
you next week. Same mysterious place, same mysterious time, same mysterious website. Good night. Stay mysterious.